In this world, the heaviest thing I've ever carried wasn't in my hands, it was in my heart. You can't see it, you can't measure it, but it weighs you down more than anything physical ever could. I came to the monastery hoping to find peace. People said it was a place of silence, wisdom, and freedom. But even there, surrounded by calm, I felt chained. My thoughts wouldn't stop. My past followed me like a shadow I couldn't escape. I wondered, can anyone ever truly be free from what lives inside their mind? My days passed in quiet routines, but my mind stayed loud. I couldn't stop thinking about my childhood, the arguments, the pain, the people I had lost, the mistakes I had made. Even in the stillness of the monastery, I saw problems everywhere. Not because they existed, but because I couldn't stop creating them in my head. I tried meditating, I tried praying, but nothing silenced the storm. One day, the weight became too much. I walked to my master with trembling hands and a tired heart, hoping, desperately, that he held an answer I hadn't yet found. "Master," I said, "I'm tired. My past won't leave me. My mind keeps thinking, remembering, hurting. I can't find peace. I don't know what to do." He looked at me for a moment as if reading something behind my words. Then he smiled, gently. "Come," he said, and led me outside. He pointed to a distant hill. "Do you see that small hut?" I nodded. "An old monk lives there. He was once part of this monastery, but left years ago to meditate alone. He holds the answer you seek." My heart jumped. For the first time, I felt a flicker of hope. "May I go now?" I asked, already eager to begin. "Yes," the master said. Without hesitation, I started my journey. I descended the hill where our monastery stood and walked through winding paths that led to the mountain beyond. The climb was steep, the air thin, but I didn't care. My mind was filled with thoughts of the old monk. Could he really help me? Would he understand this burden I carried? My legs ached, but I pushed on, driven by the need to escape this invisible weight that had followed me my entire life. When I finally reached the small hut, the sun was beginning to set. The old monk sat in silence, eyes closed, lost in deep meditation. I didn't speak. I just waited, watching him, wondering how someone could look so peaceful. After a while, his eyes opened. I bowed, filled with respect and desperation. "Master," I said, "I've come seeking help. My heart is full of painful memories. My mind is never quiet. The past haunts me every day. I want to be free from this suffering. Please, tell me what to do." He looked at me and smiled kindly. "I will give you your answer," he said softly. "But first, let's go to the village below. A disciple has invited us for a midday meal." I was surprised. I had come for wisdom, not a walk. But I didn't question him. I nodded. Then, without warning, he placed a large, heavy rock in front of me. "Carry this," he said. I hesitated. It was massive, but I obeyed. I lifted the rock and followed him down the mountain path, unsure of what this had to do with finding peace. Still, I hoped every step was leading me toward clarity. At first, I carried the rock with focus. Maybe it was a metaphor, I thought. Maybe enduring this pain would teach me something. But as we walked, the rock grew heavier. My arms ached. My shoulders burned. Every step became harder. The old monk walked ahead, calm and unburdened. I struggled behind him, barely able to keep up. Part of me wanted to drop the rock, but I kept thinking, what if this is part of my lesson? What if letting go means failing? So I gritted my teeth and continued, each step filled with pain. Time passed. The sun was high, the path long. My legs shook, my breath came in gasps. The rock felt like it was crushing me. I looked at the old monk, still walking easily, untouched by the weight I carried. Finally, when we reached the bottom of the mountain, I collapsed under a tree, dropping the rock with a loud thud. My whole body throbbed. Sweat dripped down my face. The old monk turned to me, smiling gently. I looked up, confused and exhausted. "Why are you smiling?" I asked. "I'm in pain. This rock, it made everything harder." He nodded slowly. "How was your journey?" he asked. "Terrible," I said. "This rock made the path nearly impossible. I could barely move. Everything became more difficult because of it." He looked at me with calm eyes and asked, "Then why didn't you drop it?" I was silent. I hadn't expected that question. "But you told me to carry it." The monk smiled again. "I told you to pick it up. I never said you must carry it the whole way." Something inside me shifted. I stared at the rock, then back at him. Suddenly it all made sense. "This journey," the old monk said, "is your life, and the rock, That's your past, your regrets, your pain. You've been carrying them for so long, believing you have to. But just like this rock, you can put them down anytime. You chose to suffer, thinking it was required. My eyes filled with tears. He was right. I had clung to my past, thinking it made me stronger, or wiser, or braver. But all it did was slow me down, hold me back, keep me trapped. That day, I learned something I had never understood before. I had the power to let go. I looked down at the rock lying on the ground. It was the same weight it had always been, but now that it wasn't in my arms, I felt so much lighter. Not just in my body, but in my mind. Something inside me shifted, like a locked door finally opening. All this time, I had believed my past was something I had to carry. I thought I couldn't move forward unless I kept it with me. But now I understood. I wasn't carrying it because I needed to. I was carrying it because I was afraid to let go. The old monk sat beside me and placed a hand gently on my shoulder. "The past is not a punishment," he said, "but holding on to it can become one. We all experience pain. We all go through suffering. But peace is not found in remembering the wound, it's found in healing it." I listened carefully. His words were simple, yet they sank deep into my heart. He wasn't asking me to forget. He was showing me that remembering is different from reliving. And I had been reliving my past over and over again without even knowing it. He told me that emotions are like visitors. They come and they go. But when we invite them to stay, when we hold on to them too tightly, they become something else entirely. They become part of our identity. I had built my life around pain, as if it was a house I was supposed to live in. But now, sitting under that tree, I realized I could walk out. I could step into something new, something free. I didn't need to be the person who suffered anymore. I could be someone who healed, someone who grew. I looked up at the sky. It was the same sky I had seen when I began this journey, but it felt different now. Brighter, wider, as if a veil had been lifted. I turned to the monk and asked, "But what if the memories return? What if the pain comes back?" He smiled. "Then you remind yourself, you are not your past. You are the one who survived it. You are the one who chose to move forward. The pain may visit again, but you do not have to offer it a home." I nodded. That made sense. As we sat in silence, I thought about all the moments I had wasted trapped in guilt, regret, anger, so much time lost to thoughts that no longer mattered. And yet, in this still moment, I felt something beautiful: forgiveness. Not just toward others, but toward myself. I had been angry at myself for being weak, for not letting go sooner. But now I realized even that anger was a weight. It was time to drop it too. Letting go wasn't just about the past. It was about the story I kept telling myself, and that story could change. When we reached the village, I walked lighter, not because the path had changed, but because I had. The people were the same. The world was the same. But something in me had shifted. I no longer looked at life through the lens of sorrow. I no longer carried every old hurt into new days. And the most surprising thing? The moment I let go, space opened up for joy to enter, for peace to return, for love to grow. The past hadn't disappeared, but it no longer had control. I finally understood what freedom truly meant. During the meal, the monk barely spoke. He didn't need to. His lesson was complete. Every bite of food tasted different, like I was tasting the present for the first time. I wasn't lost in memory. I wasn't drowning in thought. I was here, alive, grounded. That's something I hadn't felt in years. After the meal, as we walked back up the mountain, the monk looked at me and said, "When you reach your monastery, share this story. Not everyone will listen, but someone will. And to the one who needs it, it will feel like a door unlocking." That moment stayed with me. And now here I am, sharing it with you. Because I believe someone out there needs to hear it, just like I did. You don't have to carry everything. You don't have to keep punishing yourself for things that already happened. What's done is done. What matters is what you choose now. Pain is real, but so is peace. And peace begins the moment you decide to stop carrying what's breaking you. No one else can make that choice for you. But once you make it, your life will never be the same again. I don't know what your rock is. Maybe it's something someone said. Maybe it's something you did. Maybe it's a moment you keep replaying in your mind. But ask yourself, has it helped you grow or has it kept you stuck? You are stronger than your story. You are more than your memories. and you are allowed to live free. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are finally ready to let go of what isn't. And when you do, the world will feel new again, just like it did for me, just like it can for you. I returned to the monastery a different person. I walked through the same gates, I sat in the same halls, but nothing inside me felt the same. I no longer looked for peace outside myself. I had found it within. The silence no longer scared me. It comforted me. My thoughts didn't attack me. They passed like clouds. And every time the past tried to return, I reminded myself of that rock and the lesson I will never forget. Freedom isn't in holding on. It's in letting go. And maybe, just maybe, your freedom is waiting too.